Happy Friday, or is it Thursday? But we're recording on Wednesday. And welcome to number 132 of the Veeam Community Recap. Look at this, normal circumstances. We're back in our normal bases. Madalina, how are you doing today?
Hi, Rick. Hello, community. I'm doing well, thank you. Had some days off. You had some days off. And everyone knows that we had to skip last week. But how have you been? You went camping, right?
Yeah, did my RV camping. That was a lot of fun. Went in the States, there's this little small town, Hershey, Pennsylvania. Fun town, fun town, small town, USA. It was a lot of fun. And it was just me and my son. The wife and the daughter didn't go on it, but it was great. It was a great trip. But never enough time for vacation. I was still checking my email and responding to stuff. I don't really vacate very well. So
Yes, we do know that. We've
yeah.
seen a lot of emails going through. You've been jumping into conversations as well. So yeah, that's what you do when you have internet.
Well, you are like that too. Like you
Yes,
don't turn off either. So
I know.
we share that blame.
Yes, we do. But also, who was super busy? Our community was very busy last week and this week as well. So I think we're going to have a lot to share.
Whoa, not yet, Rick. Oh, goodness, I messed up my screen. Sorry. All right. Yes, we do have a lot to share. And we're going to start with Christian Eversole, I Am Soul. He's talking about a really cool mechanism about a deterrent for logon banners. I thought this was really cool.
Yes, absolutely. He's talking about a very simple security practice in here that some sysadmins overlook usually. And that is the implementation of an interactive logon messages and banners for VBR server. And, like some of the reasons that Chris mentions in here that we should implement it is like to communicate the legal requirement and security policies to the users, to raise security awareness as well among employees, communicate important announcements, Windows updates, like when you have like maintenance schedules and so on and so forth. As he says in here, there are a bunch of other use cases for this one. And of course, implementing interactive logon messages, as Chris mentions, it is not enough to protect your VBR server. This is just another measure you can take. And then Chris is offering here a very easy to follow demo on how to implement these logon messages. This is pretty straightforward. How do you feel about this measure, Rick?
Yeah, so this is great. This is kind of rehashing my inner Windows system admin behavior that I had, when I used to do a lot more Windows administration. And given that Veeam BNR server is on Windows, this is really a nice, easy thing to do. And, it's not covered here, but one of the things you can actually do is somehow even make an answer be selected, right? So like, yes, I know that this is unauthorized or that this is a restricted system. I'm logging in, etc. And it just kind of conveys some credibility of the footprint of the organization. Hey, we're logging this, that type of stuff. And the other thing, you can start doing is responding to the logins on the server, right? That itself could be an alert that is looked at, right? So the thought is if someone's logging in, and especially at smaller environments where it's just me or just you, and if a third person logs in, well, that's not normal. That's not expected, right? So I think these types of things, using the OS platform for these types of things, in addition to Veeam BNR multi-factor authentication, really good stuff. So this is a really good, easy thing to do, Christian. So thanks for sharing it. This is good stuff. All right, next up is a name I don't think we've called before. Ahmed Shakran. Just go with AS. I'm sorry if I've butchered the name. And this is creating VM backup jobs with PowerShell scripts, which I really like this, and I've got a story of my own. But what caught your eye on this, Maddie?
So as you said, I think this is the first time when we are calling Ahmed. So congrats on that, Ahmed, for being part of the recap. He wrote a script to create a VMware VM backup job with almost all required options, and then he mentions it all. in their VM selection, repo, proxy, retention, and so on and so forth. His rationale in here is, when you create a new environment or like a new project with more VMs, you might just get caught in a job that wastes your time. And why not automate it, right? Like, well, this is the rationale behind all scripts, but that's what he starts with. This is his introduction. So you can use scripts to create them simultaneously and only change the value for some variables. And I think this is just a simple script in here that can actually help you save a lot of time when you create
yeah, not just saving time, but it also allows the job creation to be consistent. That's actually possibly more important to some environments. And I really like this script, Ahmed, because you actually have a lot of the additional options set. Like, for example, you're talking about the data domain options. I actually didn't even know you could do that through the PowerShell. It makes total sense, but here you're like getting people started on that. And then little other things like the built-in options, that you can adjust if you wanted to. Because I've done this exact same PowerShell script on a simpler mode. I've done the name. I would do, for example, this right here, but I would use tags, right? So that's another way you can do it to build these out pretty easily. I would do this one, but then I wouldn't do specify proxy. I would just go with automatic, for example. So schedule I would do, start time I would do, but you've really done a good job, Ahmed, of highlighting some of the additional options. So you definitely get a like from Maddie and I, and that is really cool. Thank you so much for sharing. And up next, I want to go right to the bottom before I go to the top, because I got to give a big shout out to Dips. And Dips, I just want to say, I had a dream last night and you were in it. All right. So we'll just let the mystery mystery go there. And I can't believe I'm putting this on tape.
Are you going to tell us all about that dream, Rick, or you're going to just keep it for yourself now that you mention it?
Yeah, it was a weird one. So as you know, Maddie, I have a really big office here in the Veeam office. I had a dream that I had an opportunity to get a yet bigger office. All right, this used to be a conference room, but I had a dream that I took over a much bigger conference room with windows all around. And the dream was that just random people started coming up and sitting in my office. I'm like, hey, this is my personal workspace. But this is a giant room in this dream. It was like the size of a cafeteria. It was giant. And then Dips comes in and sits in there. And then I started stopping telling everyone to get out because he was a nice person. And then I woke up. So,
okay, Dips, that's quite weird, indeed.
You don't want to know what's going on up here sometimes, but Dips, I just wanted to say thank you for getting me up early today. But let's talk about Nico and his lab. What caught your eye here with this question he's got?
So basically, he has a situation. It's not a production environment. He mentioned this is his home lab. But as we were discussing a bit earlier, there are some people, maybe they have this in a production environment. So it's probably a good topic to discuss about. So thank you, Nico, for bringing it up. He has a NAS backup of a big file share on-premise repository, and he's using a secondary copy of this backup to another repository, and he has no issues. But then he wants to have the next to that also a secondary copy of this backup to object storage in the cloud. So he has an account at iDrive for E2 immutable object storage, but then he gets that error in there. If you just go, he's explaining the issue and he gets that error. I can see a lot of conversation around it, but I don't see any solution. And of course, he cannot open a case because he's using an NFR, right, for this purpose. So a support case is out of question. So now I'm thinking, Rick, do you have a solution maybe for Nico? Can we give him a solution?
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is go into the list here, and I haven't done this ahead of time, so I don't know. But I'm going to look for object ready immutable, and what is the list now? 36. And well, it's interesting. iDrive is not on the list. So what is iDrive? Let me double check that. So world's most cloud storage. Is that a different company name? Yeah, so looks like it's this. I think the issue, Nico, and I better put this in, is that it's not qualified, right? It's not on this list. Now that doesn't mean it won't like go through and work. So let me double check. It is E2 immutable, it says. So let me put this in there and see if that, because you know we're going to solve this real time. I may even just get best answer today. We'll see. Let me double check that iDrive doesn't have another name and all these other ones. Yeah, it doesn't. No hits. So have you seen this list before, Maddie, or have you seen me or Kirsten or Emily talk about it before?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so basically the
remember.
Veeam Alliances team, yeah, there's no hits of the word iDrive. I'm going to switch over to object, which is not the immutable, because sometimes, you know, some of the object storages have one but not the other. So, for example, there are 51 that are marked as, yeah, so we have a couple more, but nothing iDrive. So I'm gonna point Nico in this path because I have a suspicion that it's not working because it's not qualified. So let me say this. Hey, we're solving this real time. Let's see if we're right here. Hey, Nico, I do not believe that iDrive has the Veeam ready object with immutability qualification for the object storage. Is that the underlying object storage? Here is the list. So this might be something to look at, Nico. We'll see by the time we go live if it's one of those aha moments. I do know, Nico, for the Veeam 100 members, we have that special Wasabi promotion where you can have Wasabi storage to serve a similar thing, and that is on the list. And then for everyone listening, if you didn't know, you can go get these like nice trials with Wasabi. If you're just playing around with object storage, Backblaze as well, they make it really easy to get started. And they both are on that list here. So if I go back over here, Backblaze Cloud Storage is on the list, and Wasabi would be alphabetically towards the W's, and there they are as well. So I think that's it, Nico. Let's see if I get my first best answer in a long time. Well, I don't know. We'll have to see how this plays out, Maddie.
Let's see if Nico is going to find the solution and then he's going to give it to us in here as well. He might just get his best answer.
That brings up a good point, because there's a lot of times something may work but is not fully qualified and therefore supported. And I think a lot of times we need to just be cautious of that. Home lab, totally good. Running the data center, it's a different story. But let's see how this plays out. But thanks for bringing this question up, Nico. Let's see where we go from there. All right, so I'm going to close that last tab, or else I'll tell the same story again. But Maddie, you and Safiya were super busy as we go into special department news. Congratulations to both of you for doing this work, but congratulations to the second class. Give me some highlights here on what's going on.
Oh yeah, this is super exciting news actually. We have our second class of Legends in 2023, and we added new members, 6 new members to our list. Some of them are active in the R&D forum, some of them are active at the hub, but all really great engaging and great technical members. So I'm happy for that. Congratulations, all the new and all the renewed. I think we have a total of 32 members at the moment. And I really want to thank very much for the passion that's, like they put in, and all the content that they are delivering at the community hub. We wouldn't be this great community without them. So thank you very much all for your contribution. And we started already integrating them in the groups, the private groups, Veeam 100 groups, Veeam Legends group. We are sending information, so just bear with us. You're going to get everything you need to get enrolled in this program. And yes, we are working on the Veeam 100 directory as well. We are getting BIOS, we are getting all the information, necessary information to add them to the Veeam 100 directory. So yeah, and then there is also, like, I think this is what we haven't had open here, is the article that Derek, one of our legends, shared with us. Let me see.
Oh, did he put it in the comments, or?
I think I sent it to you over email, but I can just.
That he put on his own blog, eh?
Yes, it's on his own blog. I really wanted to share that one, but we can just share the link in the comments. We don't have to share it in here, but it's really, really good. It's like Derek joined the program last year, so it's already 1 year for him. And he's talking about his whole experience with the program, with all the opportunities he got being part of the Legends and Extended program of Veeam 100. He's talking about his experience at Veeam 100 Summit in Prague last year. He's talking about Veeam on Miami. He's talking about the other programs as well, like he's explaining what Veeam Legends is. He's explaining what MVP's program is. He's explaining Vanguard's program, and he's giving his really, sincere opinion about this program and why people should join it, or, at least try to be part of it. So I think that's a really good article. I read it all. Thank you, Derek, for putting all that information together. We're going to share it. No worries.
Yeah, we'll find it.
It might find it now.
Yeah, it might be a different URL than that, but we'll find it. We'll find it. Derek's a nice guy. Got to meet him the first time at the summit last year. So cheers, Derek. Thank you for that extra note, and congratulations to all the second half of 2023 legends intake. And again, thank you, Maddie and Safiya. I know it's a lot of work, and I did not intend to take vacation the time that you guys ladies did all the work, but worked out just well. All right, next piece of special department news. Big shout out to JFM, the most happiest video person I know. I love how she starts with this great energy, talking about the upcoming first community hackathon, just over a month away. So this is something to check out for sure. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we had both Jonah and Maurice at the recap a couple of weeks ago, and we discussed all the details about hackathon. Great information in there. But I think we might have missed on some questions that Julia addressed in this video. So, it's a very short video, 12, I think, 13 minutes. So, but it contains a lot of important, relevant information for the people that want to be involved in this project that Maurice and Jonah put together. It's going to be great. A lot of our product strategy team members are going to also be involved with that. Some MVPs, as I know, there are Vanguards, there are Legends as well. So this is going to be a good event. It's going to be the first for Veeam community. So hopefully everyone is going to get value out of it. But I'm really looking forward to it. So if you want to find out more, you can just go and watch this video, go and watch the recap that we had, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, probably, or 4 weeks ago. It's available at YouTube. It's available on the Community Hub as well. So yeah.
24 hours. I did not realize that.
Yes, that's gonna be.
This is not something by accident. All right, you guys.
It's gonna be a global one. That was the idea. So you get everyone involved.
Nice. All right. Well, that is awesome. Thank you so much, Julia, for getting that extra information from Jonah and Maurice. Outstanding work, you two. Really appreciate you guys driving that. All right, and the last piece of special department news was news that we had here at Veeam last week about the Gartner Magic Quadrant for Enterprise Backup and Recovery Solutions. I know that the corporate marketing team, I know my team, Dave Russell and I, we work on this a lot. Takes a look at the market here. I just encourage everyone to just look right here. This is the only place you need to look in the Magic Quadrant. But it's great, great shout out there. And the one thing I want to highlight here, if I go to the Veeam section here, and I shared this with the internal team, but the community got a shout out in the Gartner Magic Quadrant. Whoa, what are we doing?
This is big. I mean,
doing, Maddie? We are doing something right, eh?
I mean, our community is doing something right together with us. But I mean, I really want to say how proud I am for having such a great community and, engaging community and supportive and passionate community. So yes, we are doing something good in there.
Absolutely.
Because to be mentioned as one of your strengths, like the first strength from out of 3, I mean, that's big. Yeah. I'm super proud of that.
Yeah, and it's not like I need a 3rd bullet point. It's like right up front and center. So I think I'm out of colors, but I am just like loving the community here for that. So that was near and dear to my heart because parts of March and April, like the whole month, that's all I work on. So it's great to see that validated here as well. But yeah, you can get a reprint of that from the Veeam website, and we'll put the link in there for that. So it's great. All right, next up is Who's New, and big thanks to Safiya for preparing this. Plus 110. We did skip last week.
2 weeks, yes.
Yeah, so couple cool names. This one that's cute. PC World. I love that.
Virtual Hobbit, look at that. That's really good.
Virtual Hobbit, yep. There's hey, Heather. I know Heather. She's a Veeamer. Congratulations, you found us here. Hobbit, lots of good with dragon speed. That's kind of scary, but cool. Anybody putting Veeam on the name will get me a work on this. Hey, Joe Tucker, you're from Veeam too. So, well, unless you're the Joe Tucker I know. Got some VMware peep. Look at that. Oh, we got I know Roy. It's like what all of our friends are showing up here. This is great. Anyways, plus 110. Let's see who are the 6, or is it 4 coolest usernames for the week. We got Vimos, Shaker, See Around, Dragon Speed, Marshmallow 4K, and the Rap Cat. Those are the coolest usernames. And Safiya has picked Alfred's picked to be.
There you go, my favorite as well.
There you go. There you go. Good stuff. Good stuff.
That's really good.
Thank you for preparing that, Safiya. Good stuff, and welcome everyone. I'll try not to heckle everyone in the post when I write the recap post. But Maddie, thank you so much for preparing everything as you always do.
Absolutely, Rick. That is always my pleasure to go over all the content and read it and like it and commenting, and it's a really good practice for me, so I love it.
I've told everyone, and Kirsten on our team is a good example. She started 9 years ago, really focused on community stuff, and now you're around it long enough, it kind of sticks in and you become like the product expert too. So yeah, just give it time, it'll stick. And then we'll have to come back and check on that post from Nico to see how that ends out. But all right, everyone. So thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with 133. Do we have anything funky planned?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I will be here. Wait, I won't be here. I'll be in Boston again. So
but you're gonna still be in there.
Yeah, it's not like I can't do it. I'll just do it somewhere else. So I might be in the airport. That might be tricky. We'll figure it out. I'll worry about that like a week from today.
We always do.
Yes, we do. All right. Thanks again, Maddie. Have a great rest of your week or weekend, everyone. And we'll see you next week on 133.